Hi, I'm Typo, and this is Babblecast. I know it's been a while,
It
but
has been entirely too long. Not for lack of trying.
we had
A
technical
lot of technical
difficulties,
difficulties.
mostly on
Yeah,
Spunky's end, but not at her
yeah. Just
fault.
my derpy laptop is it's not old, but it's definitely not meant for some of the things that I like to do, including recording.
It acts like
It
it's
does
old.
act like it's old, like a senile chihuahua or something.
hmm
But we're here, and we are excited to be back.
It's hopefully been
Yes,
fixed.
yes, hopefully.
Yay!
We'll know.
Now, Typo has to keep her voice down because I'm actually on a trip for my brother's school, and I am in a hotel room by myself, and if I speak very, very loudly, everyone in the hallway can hear
And
me. So
not
yes.
not that we don't not
Woo!
that we don't all love just her fantastic voice, but some people like to sleep.
Yeah, or sit in a drunken haze undisturbed.
However you choose to spend your time in a hotel.
I think two guys actually passed by the room. They were talking real loud. I'm pretty sure they had a
Probably
few.
most likely. It's a
Yeah. It's happened
it's summer
before.
vacation in the big city.
Yes, speaking of summer vacation, we're just going to give you a very brief summary of what we've been up to because to be honest, it's not that
I don't know.
incredible.
I've had quite a bit happen.
Uh well, okay, then you start.
Okay. Well, well. School's out. I immediately, well, not immediately, but I just fairly recently got a new job, so that has been sucking up my life, just getting it all set up and everything. Uh, I checked out
Woo!
my last ever clothing department store transaction, whatever,
Item.
yeah, last week, and I'm now working in an awesome photo lab, which is so much closer to my college major, and that was the whole point of applying to it. So
Yay!
that happened, and actually, honestly, that's about all that's happened. To be honest, it's been mainly that. I've been trying to do more drawing.
After you made a whole big ol' show of it.
Well, it has been a lot. It's just I feel like
I
more has
know.
happened, but no, I think that's about it. Just
I I think more has happened to me than you if you put it
I
that
think
way, which is actually kind of
it is weird,
weird.
but yeah, new job. It's sucked up my life quite a bit, and it's slowly evening out. So that was my life.
Life during the technical
Yes. Oh,
difficulties.
yeah. Technical difficulties lied within our actual recording software, but uh, I think it was just in need of an update, so it should be working now.
It's
That's
usually how
usually
it
how it
goes.
goes. If it gets too old, it's like it suddenly doesn't work anymore. Yeah.
Everything breaks
Oh,
all
yeah.
at once. Um, well, I've been working and working and working some more, and my brother graduated.
Yay!
That's
I
exciting.
think I told like
Yay!
almost everyone in my family. Like
Oh,
every
really?
time I saw somebody, I was like, "Oh, hey, Typo's brother just graduated today. Yay!" And they're like, "Who's that?"
Yay! And it's like, oh, well, it's
Yeah,
her brother. So I was very proud of him. He actually made the honor roll and didn't even
which
know
is
it.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, like he was all excited to stand next to his friend who has the same last name as him, and then they're like, everyone in the honor roll needs to line up in the first three rows, and they were calling out names, and his name popped up, and he
I'm
was
like,
like,
"No,
what?
no, wait, I'm confused."
Uh, yeah. So him and his friend were sad because they were like, we had a game plan. We had a plan during this whole 2 hour graduation. So I was like, oh,
Oh
I'm
well.
sorry. So he graduated, and now I am stuck in the midst of a bunch of graduation parties
Yeah, for
for
just various people.
graduees. Well, yeah, mainly just two, but but I'm probably gonna miss both of them because I took vacation these 3 days, and the next 3 days I get to work long hours.
Yay!
So
Well,
yay!
it's the price you pay.
Oh well, I know it'll be okay. And still working on the car.
Yeah.
I'm
You,
almost there. July is the month of car hunting.
ooh. Any,
Ooh, and it will go
oh
better.
yeah. I think I don't want to jinx it and say you've ironed out all the bugs because that's just asking for another wrench in the plan. But I'll be
Hmm.
daring and say, well, you know what? I don't think it's gonna be as hard. I
Hopefully it's
think
not. I
at
mean,
most you have just that option left. What you're going to do.
yeah, I have been disappointed so many times. I'm just like, phew,
Like you have no more room for
let's
disappointment.
just get it over with. Especially not in this car
Oh, I
business.
know.
Jeez.
Jeez, why
Um,
cars?
and then after, and then after this week, I don't know what's going on. That's that's as far as I've gotten in
We
planning.
may
I just want all this graduation stuff to be over.
it'll happen. I do know
Mhm.
this weekend I'm going to go see a Spasmatics concert, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that because I went.
They'll have
Yeah,
fun.
hopefully you'll get to come too. That'll be kind of awesome, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
to see though.
For those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, and most of you should because they go everywhere. Uh, it's a 80s cover band and they're hilarious. I love going to their concerts. It's like $10 where we go to see them.
They're also
They are
very
very
good.
good. They are very good. I mean, they're funny, but then they have
Along,
like it's a
like,
good. I can't say it's good songs because that makes it seem like oh that's like their sound. It's like no, it's other people's sound. It's just their take on it.
they have the right to be funny because they
Oh
sound
yeah,
really good. And I believe that is all we have done so
yeah.
far in our
I
lives in the span of about
God,
8 minutes.
it
Woo!
feels like we did so much more, but um, I guess it really wasn't. But we
But
didn't.
we
We really
didn't.
didn't. We just we
Like, I'm thinking about it now, we really
and
didn't.
just so that way you don't think we were lazy in recording this, we tried I think 4 separate times to record this, and every single time the program would crash right after. So we're
I have a whole, 45-minute soundbite of me talking to her, like my side of the podcast, and then when she saved it and it crashed and lost
whole
the whole
thing.
file. I have proof.
Yes. Maybe, wait, we may one day have to do something with that where
So,
it's just you talking.
that'd be
Like
weird.
that
Have you ever just heard me talk? It is like,
just
it puts you to
so,
sleep.
I'm sure me adding to it doesn't really enhance that. I'm pretty sure we put many people to sleep if you think about it.
No, the the Javir song
What?
where Russell Crowe's rendition messed me
Oh
up.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. She does she did like we saw the Les Miserables, the new one, obviously, and she wanted to try singing Stars.
Everyone know I like to sing. I was a choir nerd in
Still,
high
still,
school,
still are our
along with
choir
being a
nerd.
band geek.
I don't think that leaves after
Yes.
high school. I'm pretty sure you're stuck being a choir nerd.
Well, since I'm doing choir next semester, I guess
Yeah,
it
that's kind
doesn't.
of what. Yeah,
So, I was like, oh, I love the song Stars. I'm gonna sing this rendition. Oh, hey, they have a karaoke version. Oh, hey, they used Russell Crowe's voice as the little,
mm-hmm.
guide. I was like, cool. And I sang it, and I
You
bombed it really
did.
bad. Like, the way he pronounced one of the words, I just, stopped for a few seconds trying to fix the pronunciation, and it just went
You
weird
talking
from
about
there.
Sentinels?
It was
I was
pretty
like, cause
bad.
I was like, Sentinels. That's
Yes.
how you pronounce it.
How did I say it? I said
You
sentinel,
you
centennial.
were like sentinel, sentinel. I think the actual just word just kind of slipped you up like a tongue twister.
Yeah. I think I said it one way and he added an
Mm.
inflection at the end in a different way and I was like,
Like
"What?"
said what?
I think I said senatal and he said sentinel and I was like, "Wait, did I read it right?" I had an ADD moment. That's what happened. It threw me for a loop and it just got bad. And then there's the sound. I don't even know if I have the sound clip still, but the sound clip where I was doing the Shadow Naoto quote and the teddy just popped up out of
Oh
nowhere.
yeah, I don't think.
And I was like, oh no, I don't like owies.
Wow.
and and I was like, wait, because I was doing like this, like, Bwaha, I am holier than thou, and then I said, oh no, I don't like owies, and I was
You're
like,
like, oh wait,
wait,
that's not my part.
that says Teddy. so, so I
Oh
improvise.
my goodness.
I don't make a very
No,
good
it's a,
Teddy. I don't make a very good anyone except like a mediocre reset, and she's not even my
which
favorite
is a little
character.
sad, I'll be honest. That
That is a little sad.
that
It's
the
like,
the one that you're able to do is the one that you dislike the most.
yeah, dislike is a good word. I don't like using the word hate because there's nothing really wrong with Reset. I mean, she's a good character. She has good character development. I preferred her before her shadow for some reason, only because she wasn't so in your face. I'm so excited. I love everyone. Um, I don't know. I liked her a little more toned down better, but I I'll never say she wasn't beneficial or essential towards the story like some people seem to
But she
believe.
wasn't.
That she wasn't essential. I've seen a lot of people that are like, Risa ruins everything. Oh my god, she makes the story so much worse. She's just a boy crazy girl. I don't even know why they put her as a character. And I'm like, did you not pay attention to her storyline?
They couldn't handle the overall sluttiness.
They couldn't handle the significance and the, you know, not metaphor, but the symbolism
It's the similes and the metaphors and synonyms and other
antonyms
grammatical.
and manifest destiny. I'm gonna throw that phrase in every time I
Just
get a chance, even if it has no
it's
context
just
whatsoever.
it's like my mom in Jurassic Park. we
What is the song?
we
Jurassic Park?
we do
No,
a thing
it's
where if we're listening
Batman.
to like Pandora, uh, and we hear just an instrumental thing on there. We'll like to be like, oh, what movie is this from? What movie is this from? And it's just something small. We do like a guessing game, and for some reason, it started out as an innocent thing. My mom, like every time she thought it was Jurassic Park, and then at one point she would keep guessing it, and I was like, you've seen Jurassic Park before, and she's like, I know, but I just want to guess it to make sure I'm right. So now every time something comes on, I'm like, look, it's Jurassic Park.
She probably can't remember the music.
I'm like, I don't know, it's
And
pretty
and the
iconic
one time
music.
she didn't guess but the one time she didn't
It
guess
was
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park
Park.
and she was like, "What? I had it. I knew it. I was going to say Jurassic Park. You guys tricked me." And because she was like, "Is it BG?" And you guys are like, "No, it's Jurassic Park." And she was like,
I
"Ah!"
actually did that to her over the weekend. We had it on when we were eating breakfast, and I was like, "Oh, what's this from?" And she was like, and I was like, I'm looking at it. I was like, "I'll tell you this now. It's not Jurassic Park." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And so she was like, is it Star Trek?" And I was like, "No, it's Jurassic Park." And I don't know why, but that messed her up. And she was like, "But you said." She was like, "But I don't know why I didn't guess it. Why did I listen to you?"
You guys are so mean to her. I mean, I know it's iconic music, but I'm going to admit I wouldn't even remember what if it was Jurassic Park or not. I mean, I'd be listening for like a pterodactyl going caw.
Pterodactyl. That's you said
Pterodactyl.
pterodactyl, and it was pretty
I
funny because I
I
thought of
know.
like the retarded cousin of the pterodactyls. He's like, I'm a pterodactyl. I'm gonna go eat my bologna sandwich
would
in the short
would it
bus.
would it like make it better if I said that when I said pterodactyl instead of the T, my tooth hit my upper tooth, and that's why it said cool.
No, that sounds like an
That's why I
excuse.
missed the T. Well, it happened, and it's not an excuse. That's rarely what happened. It actually kind of hurts
Oh,
now.
do you need a
I
moment?
tripped over my own teeth, everyone. No, shut up. Um, so yeah, it's okay to dislike characters, everyone, but the moment you say, I hate this person because blah blah blah, you better have a good argument, or else you're gonna just sound like a douchebag.
Oh yeah, or just someone who isn't as educated and
Uneducated.
educated.
This makes me curious. What characters do you not like? Because usually you're pretty fair with your characters.
Um,
Like everyone in Star Fox kind of serves a purpose to you, so you're like, I care for everyone. Except maybe Slippy, but
I've
Slippy has a special place
Slippy
in
has a special
everyone's
place
heart.
in everyone's heart. When you mean like what characters do I not like what series?
Any series, and it can just be like general dislike, like
Uh,
how I dislike certain characters, but I don't feel like they're useless to the series. If character is ever useless to a series, then it's not a very well made series.
yeah. Um,
Can throw that out
that's
there.
actually a really good question. Uh,
Because I'm right, right? You're usually pretty fair and like, this person isn't that great of a person, but they serve a purpose in the story, therefore I can't say I dislike
yeah.
them.
I'm just trying to think of
Kind
a
of thing.
series off the top of my head now that I want to pick from that I know that I have one. Um,
You can't say BG because that one dude, Balzar?
Baltar?
Bal?
Yeah.
Baltar? Baltar.
Yeah. No,
I mean, we had that
we have
discussion of there's a love hate
there
relationship with
is,
him.
and I don't dislike him because he has a redeeming quality. No, I'm trying to think. There was somebody in
Yeah.
Star Trek. Oh my gosh, give me a second here. Um, no, because
Was it
I ended up
the.
liking him later on because it made sense.
What about the person that Dax, body transferred to? The slug transferred to.
Oh, no, I like no, she was
Slug.
cool. We liked her. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to assist
Yeah,
you,
please
and it's not gonna
please just
help at
or
all.
just throw out a series.
Um.
Uh,
Oh, no, not Final Fantasy Unlimited. You liked
I
everyone in that
did.
one. Black Cat.
Black Cat. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one.
Wasn't it the girl? Not the main girl, but the other girl.
Um, yeah. No.
The obnoxious girl.
Oh, what was her name though? I want to say her name was Rinslet, and I
Here,
might
here.
have that
I'll
correct.
I can actually Google it because it's right in
Here.
front of me. I'm stealing Wi-Fi from the hotel,
Yeah.
everyone. Yay! Black Cat
I think
Rinslet.
it's Rinslet.
I think you're right. Is she purpled-haired? Rinslet
Yeah.
Walker. Beef for
Yeah.
hire.
Now,
Skirt not
it's
convenient for her
it's
job.
not a very like it's not a very big dislike because because I have mm, like I in the manga okay, I'll do this. I've read the entire manga and I've seen like
Most
half of
of the
the anime,
anime.
I'll say. I have like
Is it like a Is it like a translation, not translation, but like a transfer kind of
it
thing?
was
Like there's a disconnect between
it
the
was a
two?
difference in interpretation.
Oh,
In
okay.
the
So
manga,
a
yeah,
disconnect.
in the anime, it kind of seems like Rinslet is like the replacement love interest for Train, which
Mhm.
I immediately disliked, and I can say that because in the manga, uh, the thing I liked about Black Cat was that there was no obvious like romantic couple in there,
And usually sometimes that's really good because
and
sometimes you don't like the romantic
well, yeah,
couples.
and in this one it helped.
Or I
Yeah,
don't.
and then like off track for a second, and the other thing is in the manga, uh no, sorry, in the anime they had it seem like Train and Saya were this romantic couple, which I also
Mhm.
disliked quite a bit because in the manga, they kind of left it open for the reader to kind of,
For
yeah, because
interpretation.
they even kind of asked him openly in the manga, hey, were you guys what was she your girlfriend or did you love her or were you just friends? And he said that they were just friends, but I don't know, like the way he said it and just the way he acted after you learn about the whole backstory between them, it was like if you really wanted to, you could say, "Oh, he
It
was just
could
saying that, but he liked her," or it could have just been like a genuine just appreciation.
for
Yeah,
her. Yeah. And sometimes to have a good story, and especially because Black Cat's a shonen anime, and shonen's geared more towards
right.
boys.
Which means usually
It,
no
it
romantic couples.
well, unless Yu Yu Hakusho, then they have like an established couple, but they never stray from it.
Right.
It's just like a lingering thing in the back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's his girlfriend. Okay, whatever.
Right. Yeah, just kind of like
Like Yu Yu Hakusho did that, and that was such a actiony anime that I was like,
yeah,
I love Yu Yu
and
Hakusho.
it almost doesn't get any more actiony than Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, like it never focused entirely on the romance. The romance was a nice compliment to the story. It was never like in your face kind of thing.
It wasn't the center of the storyline at some point.
It was more like yeah, they've known each other since they were kids. They're obviously in love with each other. We're gonna leave it at that and see their relationship grow, but we're gonna throw him through all his crap first. And it's like, okay, cool. Let's see all
Yeah.
this crap. And his love, the main character, Yusuke's his love interest, she is such a likable character, and their relationship is so hilarious that you don't even mind that they become the center of attention at some points because it's usually for comedy.
Right.
And that's also like another thing in the shonen genre. It's like it's action comedy, a lot of boy focused stuff or masculine focused stuff, but girls still dig it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
But in
but Black Cat being a shonen anime and a shonen manga, it's actually a lot better that they leave it open for interpretation because shonen stuff actually gets a lot of female viewers.
it does
So giving them that interpretation, you're actually fulfilling what they want, kind of thing, without stepping on toes, which is a
gives
good
them opportunity to ship freely, as they
yeah
say.
yeah, which is a good strategy, guys. If you
It
ever
is.
want to please someone, just leave it open and let them write fan fiction.
Let them write fan fiction. There you go. But what I was gonna say is that in so it's more of I dislike her in the anime, but then I only dislike the way
They
they kind of
interpreted
put.
her.
Well, no, more like because I like how they interpreted her personally.
Hmm.
Her personality was very spot on and just all of that. I just like how they were kind of, and again I've only seen half of the anime, so my opinion of this could change when I see the rest of it. But just from what I've seen so far, I don't like how they're pushing her to be Train's like replacement love interest. In the manga, I think I told you this, in the manga it was kind of looking like that too, but then like towards the end, she kind of starts shifting towards this other guy, and he was like really cool. I liked him.
Was
He
it
was
Seven?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I remembered his name. Oh my god.
I know. Yeah, it was Seven. He was so cool. I love Seven. He's just this dorky guy. He's older. He thinks he's a ladies' man.
And
and
he's
she
just a
rags
pain in the
on him,
butt.
and he's just a pain in the butt. And then eventually, I guess his charm kind of starts to get to her towards the end, and it's never like made official that they get together, but
But
it's
it's a
kind
nice
of
dream.
it's implied that they have feelings and that's what it could lead to. It just never gets to that point in the from where the once the story ends in the manga.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm only halfway through this anime. I still have to. I've been collecting all this on DVD because I don't know, like I feel bad watching it on the internet for some reason because I feel like,
You
oh,
genuinely
I
like
saw
this
it.
series.
Yeah, because I'm like, I genuinely like it, and then it'll be gone, and then I have to collect it on DVD anyways, so why not just have it on DVD already? And I know it sounds weird, but that's how I
I
operate.
watch stuff on Hulu, but it's like stuff that I've never seen before, and I'm just like, I wonder if this is any good. Like, I tried watching that Blood Sea one because it was drawn by Clamp, and
Hmm.
I like Clamp. So I was watching, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, this is interesting. But I was looking up two of the
That
characters. I hit a spoiler, and I was like, oh my god, if I continue the series, I'm gonna be really pissed off. Because everything was just a freaking lie. And I was like,
it's it's all a
it is all a
lie.
lie. And I was like, oh my god, all these characters that are like, I'm gonna end up freaking hating them. So I didn't finish it.
It didn't. I don't think it lasted very long either, to
That
be
Blood Sea, I
honest.
think it was only like 12 or 13 episodes. I only got to like episode
Yeah.
4 until I accidentally spoiled myself. And I think this is one of those occasions that I'm okay that I spoiled myself because I would have been very, like, to the point where you would have
Hmm.
been on like the receiving end of a very long rant.
Would it have been like a castle in the sky moment?
No, it was worse.
Let's explain what I mean by a castle in the sky moment, just for everyone who is like,
So
what are
I
you
almost
talking
ate
about?
my pillow
So
because of this stupid, lovely movie.
in in high school,
I love it, but
uh, it was during summer
yeah, we were
vacation,
at your
right?
granny's.
I yeah, I invited her to come with me uh to San Antonio to go to the Splash Town, just the
It
ghetto
was
water
fun though.
park up there.
I almost
And it
died, but it
really
was fun.
it was fun. Yeah. Uh my grandmother, her workplace was doing an event there, and so she invited us. So I went up there with her, and so we were staying the night at my grandparents' house, and I was like, "Oh, let's watch Castle in the
I was
Sky.
so
I have it on
excited.
DVD."
I was like a little kid in
So
the candy store because I was like, a Miyazaki movie I haven't seen before. Let's do this.
yes, because I mean those are always fun movies. So we watched it,
Halfway
and
through.
what were you upset about? Or no, you were wanting the two main
Or
characters
at
to get
least,
together,
act on their
or
interest.
just some
Act
sort of
on their interest
validation.
towards each other.
Yeah,
And at some point, halfway through,
you
yeah,
wanted him to
halfway
give
through,
you
I
something
wanted closure. And halfway through the
of some
movie,
sort.
I looked at her and she gave me this smug look because she knew how this was gonna end. And
Yes, I had already
I
seen
was
it
just so
prior.
mad. I was like, because they had so many moments that were just really cute, and I was just like, and then it would just abruptly end because they moved on to something else. And I just looked at her and I was like, if if a kiss does not come out of this movie, like, I'm gonna eat my damn pillow. And she just would not stop laughing. So
And I didn't want to tell her. I'm all about the experience. I don't like to spoil anything, even if it's obvious
yeah.
that it's going to be like that. I
And I
can't
was
tell
like,
people.
you think I'm
So
joking, but I'll do it.
so so the ending comes, and of course she doesn't get the validation she's looking
Because
for.
usually Miyazaki
And
movies, when it has a romantic aspect in it, he gives you some sort of validation. It doesn't even have to be like
he's
outright
what?
pa.
And and what movie has he done that besides Howl's Moving Castle? Answer me that.
Spirited Away. No,
Just
no,
think
no.
about it.
Spirited Away was
Besides
pretty good.
Spirited Away was pretty good, but
It was my
I
form
don't
of
know. I
validation
can't count.
because she was like, I'm gonna miss you. Like, they admitted the fact that they were connected in a way and that they were emotionally attached and that it pained them to be separated. That was a validation.
Yeah, I can't count Spirited Away. I guess just because there's she's like
Well,
in
yeah, that's
elementary
true.
school still,
No, but that was like an emotional
and
validation.
I
That
don't
was
know,
like
like,
losing a friend that you're gonna miss forever and ever and ever.
oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
talking romantic.
did Princess Mon? I'm gonna admit I have not seen the whole of
No,
Princess Mononoke. I've seen the end of it.
we've tried, but no, it doesn't. And that was my castle
Oh,
in the sky
really?
moment. I was so frustrated. You
I
have no
thought they
idea.
admitted
Well,
it and then they
because
had to be
uh
parted.
there were well, okay. I wanted
I guess my
well
definition of validation
they
and
didn't
yours is a little different.
well let me explain it to you. I I wanted the two main characters to admit it
Mm-hmm.
to each
Not to
other.
everyone else.
That was my whole issue. And they in the movie all the other characters take note of it, and like I think her name's Moro,
Mm-hmm.
the wolf goddess. Even she just kind of brings up that the prince is in love with San and all of that. And so I was like, oh, okay. Well, clearly, if the other characters have just blatantly announced this to the viewer, then maybe we'll get this because there's all of this build up, and then at the very end,
He
it was
leaves.
like he was like, I have to go, and she was like, I have to stay, and then they parted ways, and we're like, oh, it won't be the same. Goodbye. And then the
And
credits
you
just
cried.
rolled. I was
You
sitting there
cried your
like,
eyes
and I was
out.
sitting there like son of a
And then
bitch.
you cried your eyes out.
I just,
I'm.
well,
There will
yeah,
be
just
crying with this kind of
bitter
thing.
tears.
The
There's
cat
gonna be
returns.
crying.
That was a
That
cute
was a
one.
good one.
And
That
and
was that
Yuki
one was a
and
cute
the
one. That
prince,
one,
and I was like, yay! I never expected it with the high school girl. I really
yeah.
didn't. I was actually hoping that wasn't gonna happen.
Because then you would have been like, what you doing, Miyazaki? What are
But
you
when they
doing, man?
introduced the little peasant cat, I was like, yay! I had so much joy.
I I kind of had a feeling that just those two characters were going to get together just from the way they kind of showed them interacting, not with each
Yeah.
other, but just in
I felt
general.
like the prince was more
And I was like, oh,
protective
I
of,
bet you
what's her face? The high school girl? Yeah,
the main character.
I do too.
I
But I
forget
feel
her
like he
name.
was more protective of her in that friend kind of way, like, hey, you're new here, you've done a lot for us. We need to keep you alive until we get out of here. In
Yeah,
one piece.
agreed. Yes.
But
And they brought up someone brought up, I don't think not someone, but I think I just read it somewhere. Someone brought up an interesting point that The Cat Returns is one of the few Miyazaki movies. Like Miyazaki movies are famous for having
mhm.
ambiguous villains, morally ambiguous, because there's
A
never been
bad
that
guy.
I'm aware of just a bad guy in any of the Miyazaki movies. It's always like they're the antagonist, but like they have
Yeah,
pure
like the Witch
motives
of the
kind of thing,
Waste
and
wasn't a
and
bad
they're
guy.
not.
She just had misguided motives.
No. Right, and then the leader of the mining town in Princess Mononoke wasn't a bad person. She was just trying to, look
The
after
air
her
pirates
community
in
kind of
Castle in the
thing.
Sky were hilarious. I actually
They
really
were
loved
just
them,
derps.
even when
I
they
don't know.
first showed up. I was like, there
I
is no
know.
way they're serious.
Like I can't take you seriously. Um, so with all that, someone brought up an interesting point that in the Cat Returns doesn't even seem to have any clear
Mm-hmm. I
antagonist.
don't think you can count the Cat
Like,
King.
no, because he didn't start because he wasn't like he was never in that
Yeah,
position, if that
it
makes
wasn't like
sense.
he kidnapped her. She did a good deed and it set off a chain of
And he
events.
was repaying her. Yeah, that's all it was.
It was more of it was just a chain of events that led one to another. I think it was just a big ol' misunderstanding. And then an
Right. It was a
Yeah,
fun
it
romp.
was a misunderstanding followed by what's it called? Feeling in debt, but like a culture clash kind of thing. Because their idea
Right.
of being in debt to someone did not match her idea of being in debt to someone. She
Right.
probably would have been fine with like a thank you card, but no,
Yes.
King Cat wanted to do something
Oh
more.
no.
So
So I just thought that was cool because I was like, oh, you're right. There really was no clear antagonist in The Cat Returns. And like at first I thought, well, what about Secret World of Arietti? But
that's
no,
another one that gave you kind of
the
like a
housekeeper.
castle in the sky kind of thing. But then
It
again,
it
their
did
ages were kind
until
of.
but I was like their
And then it was
ages
kind of a
were
Thumbelina
off,
esque
and
thing.
then yeah, where it was
Big
like,
man
well,
cannot love little
if
tiny.
may yeah. I was like, yeah, I think I even made a comment while we were watching it. I was like, if you guys were like a few years younger or older and the same size,
It was
maybe.
also 2 in the
But
morning when I said it, and I think I said something else besides that too. I,
yeah, two two in the morning comes with
especially from
interesting
typo.
discussion.
I lose my filter,
Yes,
and it gets pretty bad sometimes.
she does. She loses her ability to censor herself, so she just
And
says whatever
sometimes
comes to her
it just
mind.
makes Spunky go, "What?"
And sometimes I'm just like, do you hear yourself when you talk to
You know
people?
what? At 2 in the morning, I sound like my brother. That's it. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's what it is. Your your brother just lacks that control, so
Yeah,
you
I
become
I would be
that.
my brother if I did not have that control. But yeah, when the movie first started, I wanted it to happen, and then halfway through, I wisened up because I was like, I'm
Yes.
okay with this feel good kind of moment.
Now that we're talking about this, this is an interesting question that just popped in my head. Which would you prefer? Would you prefer a story, just be it an anime
Uh huh.
series, movie, whatever? Would you prefer there to be a clear antagonist, or do you think a story where there's an antagonist, but it's like a morally ambiguous antagonist? Like which would you prefer and
Um,
why kind of thing?
I think it would be more like how the story is told, kind of thing. Well, hold
Like,
on. No,
okay,
no, no, no,
let
no,
me
hold
give you
on.
some examples to
Like,
think about.
I would have like a clear preference if the story was told in the proper way. Like if you're gonna have a clear antagonist, don't make it like stereotypical. You killed my father. I'm going to take you down. Wahahahahaha.
You killed my father, you must die.
If you're gonna go down that route, make it interesting.
I have to become a Sailor Scout.
Like you, I think it depends on how the story's directed, how characters are developed. You know what I mean? Like if he's going to
Hmm.
be a clear antagonist who knows that his morals are bad but doesn't really care, then you really need to give him a good reason why. And if he's going to be a um antagonist based on moral preferences that ambiguous, they're not really bad morals but they're his morals kind of thing, then make him really
Hmm.
commit to those morals and make him believe, or her believe, or it believe that what they're doing is the right thing to them. Like don't make it morally
Okay,
different from the main character just to have that moral antagonist, because then it's like you're
I
not
gotcha.
convincing me. Like convince me that they believe
Yeah.
in their plight.
Well, right. Let's see. I was gonna give you some examples. Just think about because, like I said, in in the Miyazaki movies, you have like in Princess Mononoke, the leader of the mine town. Uh, she seemed to be a clear antagonist, but at the same time, uh, you look more into her character, and she's actually seen as this caring individual who's just looking after her community and then trying to just earn money for them the best way she can. And in her eyes, the animal gods are preventing
Yeah.
her from doing
Is
that
that
kind
what
of
they call
thing.
like a bait and switch? Like they
And
make you
then
believe in one thing when something else is actually true? I'll look
I'm
that
not
up.
sure. Yeah, look that up if you. But in that movie, it kind of they kind of lead you to start thinking, oh, she's this horrible person. Look what she's doing to the forest and all of its animals. And then you see her community, and you're like, oh well, I guess she can't be too bad. I mean, she's just looking after her community, even though it's
Yeah.
affecting these
It
animals,
it's her
sort of thing. And then these animals have been
it's part of
attacking
her own
her,
moral.
sort of thing.
Bait and switch is a type of joke where the character leads the audience or other characters into thinking he or she is going to say or do something but says or does something unexpected.
No,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's different then.
Related to anti-humor bait and
Um,
switch comment. Okay.
and then I was gonna say the other, and yeah, on the flip side of that, you have like in
You have a
Slayers,
very distinct.
you have you have a very clear antagonist with obvious goals, and I don't want to say that he knows his moral, that they know that their morals are skewed,
I think
because
it's they
that's not
don't
the
really
case in
care
all of
about
them.
morals. It's
But
not
but it
it's
but
not
it,
on the
yeah,
front
it's
of
like
their
they don't
mind.
care, sort of thing. Although you have to admit, at the same time, Slayers does
Well, I think the only
what's
character that
the
knows that
what's the
their
phrase I'm
morals
looking
are
for?
skewed is Zelos. But he's also like, I don't really care.
Zealous really isn't an antagonist though.
And
He's more like
yeah, but
an
what I mean is like he
anti-hero.
still knows his morals aren't all that awesome.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, that
And
just
that's
comes with the
that's a whole
territory
different
kind of thing.
thing.
That's a whole different discussion. And then in terms of in Wolf's Rain,
Wasn't that's
uh
a ambiguous one,
Darcia.
isn't it?
Well, he his is it's a clear antagonist, and he knows
Hurts
what he's
others.
doing is hurting others, but he is at a
Isn't
point where
it
he doesn't care.
where a clear antagonist is more of a self-serving kind of thing?
Yes, and in Darcia's case, he didn't start out as an antagonist. He was looking for Paradise and the Wolves to save his lover, and then the lover died. And so
He
once that
went cray
happened,
cray.
basically he started acting cray cray,
Oh, I got
and
gravity falls.
I know, girl, why you
Why you
acting
acting
cray
so
cray?
cray cray?
But yeah, he flies off the handle, and he still goes to pursue this goal. But it's more of a he's got nothing else to lose, and the world's ending kind of thing. So he might as well, uh, bring it
Yeah,
down with him kind of thing.
that's actually pretty sad.
It really is. That's why I'm like, you need to see it, but only when you want to see it, because it
Yeah,
has a really, really deep story. And it definitely can seem like it's getting a little weird, but you have to
I
stick with
think
it
Wolf Strain is
because
something I'd
it's
have to watch on a
amazing.
rainy day, kind of thing, because I've seen parts of it,
Yeah.
but not in order, and that's probably what
Yeah,
threw
yeah,
me off.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely a series you need to see in order, because there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of build up and stuff they bring up from later
yeah.
or earlier episodes
I
kind of thing.
and I also don't deal well with bittersweet endings because they're bittersweet.
Well, I I don't
Wasn't
know
it
if you
just
could
really
classify
bitter?
Wolf's Rain as a bittersweet ending. It was
Was it like a
it was definitely
catharsis
bitter,
kind of
but
thing?
like
Like you just so emotionally like spent.
yeah, it I may actually have to just watch the entire series again before I can answer that almost,
You go on
because
a vision
it
quest.
oh, I know, right? Just to figure that out because okay, the ending
Hmm.
confused me when I saw it for the first time. I mean, obviously I
Didn't
knew what was
everyone
going on and
die?
it was very sad for me.
Except,
Everyone
no, Kiba died
died.
too, right?
Um yeah, he was the very last one to die. It started in order of people who died. It was
Of course, the cute one dies first.
Toboy, the baby died first, yes. Um Quint died with Toboy, and then I think
Hmm.
Blue and Hige died together, which I thought was sad but
Yeah.
sweet in its own like morbid way. And then Hige died right after, and then uh Darcia dies, and then uh
Chessa.
Chessa dies. And then Kiba dies at the very very end as like the world is coming to an end, and then the world is reborn and everyone is like
So
back at the
no
start as different
one wins.
people. So see, so that's why it confused me because I was like, that was sad, and I think the message and just in my
Hmm.
own interpretation now that I'm thinking about it is that it was supposed to like send this message, one of those there's always hope kind of thing because it was a very hopeless ending. Like you were like, wow, there is no way anyone is getting a happy
Well,
ending, and there's no way this is gonna be just a good ending to this. And then at the very end, it's
well,
like
it
they were
kind of
given a
sounds
second
like
chance
it was a clean
almost.
slate kind of thing because they were going towards paradise and the world was ending, and the world kind of like clean slated
Mm.
itself, so everyone else got a clean slate because
That's kind of what
I've
I was
I picked up
saying. Yeah.
Strange Journey again. That Mega 10 game for the DS. Remember I got it for Christmas that one year and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my god, that's crazy." With that game, you can either
Right.
stay neutral, which I have done with flying colors because everyone's freaking me out, or you can go to chaos, or you can go to law, like order. Obviously, order is the angels, and
Right.
chaos is the demons. But I figured out halfway through the game that just because you're on the order side does not mean you're a good guy. Because I'm gonna tell you, those freaking
Exactly.
angels are a bagajillion times more crazy than the freaking demons.
You're
Like
like maybe hell's not so
the
bad,
moment
guys.
like I
You're
teetered
freaking me out.
towards order and started interacting with those characters, I was freaking out because they were basically saying, "Well, the humans aren't doing that great. Demons are a pain in the butt. You know what? We're just gonna go to our goddess, have the chosen ones, which is us, stay on this earth, and we're going to wipe out all of humanity and start all over with our own beings because we're perfect." And I was like,
And you're like,
excuse me?
you're you're like, I don't think that's your call to make. I think you
Like, I
need to go
seriously
talk to
read that and I
management.
just like sat back. I'm like, excuse me? Um,
Yeah, that's where you start having pride in humanity just for the sake of survival, and you're like, I think I'm
and
doing pretty damn
and at
good.
that point I was
Thank
like,
you very
I'm
much.
gonna go see what the demons are doing. I'll catch you later. And that's how I got back to neutral because I started, what's his name? Geminis? It's like, and Jemima. His name
Like
is like
Aunt Jemima, is that what you
Geminis.
said?
They have weird names. Like, weirder than just.
No, so that's a
And he
fire
actually ended up being
lord.
my favorite character, even though he was like really hard headed, because I think her name's Elaine. She's the one who turns into the. Or Aline, or something like that. She's the one who goes to the order side and gets turned into an angel. And she is like a
Hmm.
stupid psycho bitch. She pissed me off
But
so bad.
she's
That's
no
why I went
angel.
to neutral because I was like, both of you are scaring me. Even though Geminis, I guess that's how you say his name, I just picked it up at a save point, like 20 something hours in, 40 something hours in, and he made good points, but he did it in a violent way, and I was just like, can't we just do it my way and everyone get along? so so I am teaming up with technology I am going towards science.
Oh. I I reject
Your
you
ways.
your re- yes, like your ritualistic beliefs, and I'm going to stick with cold,
And I'm getting
unfeeling
out of this
science.
hellhole. Because oh my god, like if okay, if I was forced to not be neutral, if neutral was not like a choice, I'd probably go Gemini's on the chaos side. It's like, okay, little violence, but hey, you're not trying to wipe out all of humanity because the angels are like, I am a perfect being.
Yeah.
and
You're
and
like,
and
settle
they the
down,
way they
Adolf.
try to justify it, I'm just like, okay, this is really scary because they're justifying it as, oh, we're going to create a better world for you. It's going to be like a paradise. It's going to be like heaven, except only superior beings such as ourselves will start this world up again, and we won't suffer anymore because of your mistakes. And I'm like, uh,
That,
so I can't make mistakes? uh, yeah,
you're like, I don't
so
know
it's
how I
kind
feel
of
about
like one
that.
of those things. Like I feel like uh um whatever higher being was in that paradise for them, which was obviously a, a symbolism of death. Death was their paradise because they were living in a shithole. Uh, they got that rebirth, except there were no higher beings who were perfect to start the world again. The world just started itself again. So it's probably like a Mother Nature thing, considering their nature, the
Hmm.
wolves' natures. So it's probably like the world being like, well, let's press the reset button because things just got way out of hand.
It's like this was not what I was expecting to
it's
happen.
like
We need to just do
it's like
over.
pressing pause. Whoa,
Restart level.
whoa. This was not what I
Just,
was
what
calling for.
what
so,
the flip?
oh, but you made me realize that Battlestar Galactica, there are a lot of characters that are what's it called? Ambiguous antagonists.
Oh yeah, that's the almost the
That's
entire
almost the entire
series of
crew of
Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
Galactica.
That's that's why I love the show so much because no one is safe from, well, yeah,
hmm
one, no one is safe from being killed. No one is canon, if that makes
Everyone
sense.
is a red shirt.
Anyone can die. You don't know who it could be. Everyone is a red shirt. Uh no one is perfectly good or perfectly bad, and they
hmm
will go to
I feel
great
like
lengths to
there's
make
even
sure you
no
know that in the
protagonist.
show.
It's just a bunch of these.
There really is, I mean, there are a few characters
It's like a
that the main
technicality.
focus of like just the central plot is on. This is where, like, in high school, my English teacher told me that there are two different kinds of stories in just the literary world. There are plot-driven
BG is
stories
a
and there are
character-driven
character-driven
story,
stories. And BG
but
is
these
almost
characters
purely
have a
a
lot of plot.
character-driven story. I mean, they do. Well, say there. I mean, there's a
hmm
central plot they all follow, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's a very character driven show. And yeah, everyone is ambiguous. Like even uh
Yeah, there were
Commander
times where I
Adama,
was just like,
uh
sir?
even he has
Sir?
some, yeah yeah, he has some emotional attachments and
And a
some
lot of it is triggered
preconceptions and
by
all of this.
booze.
Yes.
Yeah, remember
Wait,
he
are you
got,
talking, are we talking
in
about the
that
same
one
person?
episode, he got really drunk and he was talking to the one who has cancer, the lady chief. Yeah,
Um,
he was talking
the
to her
Laura Roslin.
and he just basically snapped at her and said, well, you're not that important and you really won't be missed because he had a little bit too much to drink and he just said it in the heat of
Oh,
anger.
that that's right. He went to that whole spiel, and he was like, "Well, you're afraid that you're gonna die alone," and that's exactly what you're gonna do. And I think that was when we were
Yeah, that
there,
was
and
a
I
little
was like,
upsetting
that was
because she
uncalled
really
for.
was freaking out and she really was alone and scared and it was like you can't she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't. Yeah, I was really mad.
You're
I
like,
was
say
like,
you're
go back
sorry.
and think about what you did and just tell her everything will be okay. And I mean, she's not perfect either. There were times where I was like, whoa, stop.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the show. At the beginning of the show, I was like, "Oh, I hope she's not gonna be one of these characters, the non sympathetic, not understanding, political official." But then I was like, "No, okay, she knows what she's doing." Uh, well, no, she doesn't know what she's doing. She's not a
Madam
president, but
President, that's what she's
she
called.
she has the right. Yeah, but it's like she has a basic
Yeah,
understanding and she's got the right morals. But they
yeah.
they, they all have different
Oh,
preconceptions.
but I remembered. I think it was a few years ago. We saw her death scene, and even I was almost moved to tears, and I didn't even know what the show was about at the time. I thought I did.
I don't think
Where
you've seen her deaths
it
yet.
not her death scene, but right
I
before
know I've
when
told you.
Adame takes her up in one of the aircrafts. Because I remember I
Oh,
almost
maybe you
start
did see
crying.
it
I think it
then.
was when we were at the apartment.
Maybe there was, yeah, the her or the scene where she dies. It's where they're on Earth, and and she's looking at all the
Mm.
they start off in Africa, and they're looking at all the gazelle, and she's just talking about how she can't see them and she'd like to get more details. So he was like, "Oh, would you like to go see him?" And up close, so he puts her in the raptor, and they fly him real close, and she
Yeah,
she dies
and
in the
at the time I
raptor. It
wasn't
was
even
really
emotionally
sad.
connected to those characters because I didn't know who they were. I think that was the first time you guys showed me BG, and I was like
Hmm.
near tears. I was just like, why?
Yeah. Oh, and it is like a million times worse when you've seen the whole thing through, because you're like,
Yeah,
you know she's going. I mean, you know she's going to die. That's. I mean, you know it's going to happen, but
it
it's
just
just the way it happens. And I don't know if you got to see it, but like at the very end, and I would say spoiler, but it's been out long enough, so too
and you
bad.
still say it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler,
um,
spoiler, spoiler.
yeah, just because it's a reflex. No, at the very end when she dies,
Oh
he
yeah,
puts
I
his
remember.
ring on her finger.
They were in love. They had always been in love, haven't they?
Yeah, they had feelings for each other. They just didn't really address it
Because
until
she
like
was
toward like the
dying.
last few episodes. He actually, like, yeah, he admits it to her that he loves her, and they have a nice little like romantic kiss scene and all that. And and then after that it's almost like business as usual, but like they
He's
make
a
fun
bit
of
more
each other.
affectionate
And
towards her.
then yeah, yeah,
Aww.
that's what I was gonna say.
BG
Yeah, and then
always
she
breaks
dies.
everyone's heart.
Be But you know what? it it's the kind of show with the kind of
Yeah.
premise that it's
End of the
appropriate
world, trying to
if you
find
think
a new
about it.
home, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, the whole point of BG is that it's like, in the original, I think in the original series, it actually begins with there, there are some who say that life here began out there, and it's like the sci-fi version of how did human beings come to be, and why do we have all this cool technology.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, cool stuff. Those of you who
From
haven't
the
watched it,
beginning.
watch it because it's
I
amazing
haven't watched it from the
from the
beginning.
beginning. No, but you're getting
I've
there.
grasped
It's
enough
a
to know,
commitment.
but you should probably watch it from the beginning.
I agree. And it's optional to watch the original series. You tend to appreciate the inside jokes a little more if you know where they came from.
Again, it's a commitment thing,
But
cause
it's
I watched
but
one whole
it's
movie
a
with
commitment.
them during
There,
dinner, and at some point it was getting so like heartbreaking. I was like, "Is it over yet?" And it was like, "Nope, we've got an hour and a half
are we
left."
done?
Damn it!
Yeah. Yeah. the episodes are like almost an hour long each, and then the oh my gosh, the season for the series premiere itself, they kind of copied off the original series. In the original series, the premiere
Oh
was actually
goodness.
a full-length movie. So they kind of mirrored that in the Ronald Moore version, and it's a full-length movie, but like it's like a full-length movie on steroids. I think the thing is like two and a
Oh
half hours long,
gosh.
almost 3 hours. But I mean, it needs to be that long to set everything up. But it's just like after a while you're watching and you're like, I didn't know it was this
You're like,
long. I don't
there's no
remember it
light at
being
the
this
end of this
long.
tunnel.
I said, are we watching an episode
Didn't
tied
we
into
watch
this? So
it?
what is
Didn't
this?
didn't you show
And
guys show me
then
that one time? And I was like, did we watch multiple episodes? Okay,
I don't
good.
know.
I
I don't
probably
think
just
you've
felt like
seen
a 2 hour
the
thingy.
series premiere.
Yeah,
You would have
my brain would have
remembered.
been
You
fried.
would have remembered. Yeah, it's long. And then the finale is actually technically broken up into 3 episodes, but we got it like
Hmm.
this the moment it came out on Blu-ray. So we watched the unaired extended version, and that's not nearly as long
Hmm.
as the premiere, but it's still pretty long. But you kind of want it to
Yeah.
be because it has extra stuff in there.
So I think it's transition time. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are we transitioning, or should we cut
It
for
has,
today?
but
I
I'll
think it's been
transition
about an
into something
hour.
real quick and then we can say our goodbyes. I'm going
Okay.
to
What?
apologize for Texas. Actually, I'm not going to apologize for Texas. I'm going to admit that Texas is pretty stupid in this case. so, so everyone already
Oh,
knows
that's right.
about the man that hired an escort on Craigslist, paid her how much was it? $150? It was
It was
$150.
a hefty sum.
Paid her $150, asked her for sex. She refused, and how did he respond? He shot her in the freaking neck.
Which is I
I
think
don't
that's
think
a
so either.
reasonable reaction.
Um, that's a god.
It's like, really?
I
Like
think what
that's how you deal
is
with your
really has
problems?
everyone enraged, and I don't blame them at all because it pissed me off pretty much too when I saw it on Tumblr, was that he got acquitted of his murder charge. Like, they didn't charge him with murder.
Right.
They they found him
Found
not
not guilty.
guilty, and it was like, are you stupid? He his
Like that's
From
pretty
my
much what happened.
understanding,
Yeah.
his freaking defense was I had to do what I needed to do to get my money back. Just because she do you not know what an escort is? An escort is not a prostitute. An escort is someone who gives you
Yeah.
their time, companionship,
It's like yeah, I was like it's a girlfriend for hire without
without the happy
the
ending.
bound chicka wow. Yeah.
And
Happy
it's
ending.
like, really? How does that excuse justify what he did? I mean, why would you react in such a way just because you were denied a service that wasn't even going to be provided in the first place? If you knew what the definition of an escort was, you would know that you were not going to get the. You were not going to give her the D.
Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless of his stupidity, I mean, you would hope that the ones in charge of
Yeah.
sentencing him, excuse me,
And
would
I
know
found out
this
another
too.
thing. You want to know what he said? He said that he is afraid of guns. And that whenever he sees guns on TV, he has to change the channel. Or if he sees people getting killed by guns, he has to change the channel because he has nightmares about guns. And it's like, really? You say this?
Well, clear. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly that's not true
This
if he shot
article I
her.
pulled up, he said that He's been to mental prison for the past 4 years of his life. I wonder why. It's I can understand why people on Tumblr are saying they hate Texas, that they hate this whole situation, because I don't blame them. It's like I would hate it too. And that is just ridiculous. It said that it happened on Christmas Eve 2009. I guess that's why he's been in mental prison for the past 4 years.
Wait,
I
wait.
guess
So
they I guess
this
they just
event
came with
happened
his
that far
verdict right
back?
like a few days ago. I guess that's why he's been in the mental prison, but
Mm,
still, to find him
yeah.
not guilty when his claim of having a fear of guns contradicts the fact that he shot her in the neck. I mean, he admits he shot the girl. I mean, even if it
Right.
was like pleading insanity kind of thing, you know, he still did it. There is no, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you have been
Yeah.
found not guilty. I get the anger behind it all because it is pretty ridiculous. And I apologize for our stupidity, everyone. Not my stupidity, because I would have found this guy
Yeah.
guilty.
Yeah. I was like, I don't
It's
know
more
if you
like I'm
should be
sorry
apologizing.
for my state. I really am. And I'm not being sarcastic at all. I'm really sorry for my state. Because that is just bullshit. Uh, well, next time.
Yeah.
Next time, we will grace you with our experience with two very wonderful movies that are very dear to our hearts. But for next time. Because
Yes.
we have given you guys a treat of an hour and 8 minutes. You guys are so special.
If any of you
Thank you,
guys are
everyone.
still awake,
Because we're not
thank you.
awake. We're actually.
And if any of you fell asleep, I want to say if anyone is still awake after about half an hour of
Awesome.
listening
You
to us,
guys win the
kudos.
satisfaction of knowing that you're still awake at whatever time it is. Because, yay! And we're really sorry about the long whatever it was, yeah, that thing.
The delay, just
Technology. Mostly
life and
technology.
technology isn't mostly technology, but we
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
found
yeah.
time in between, so
So
life too.
next time. We're not going to tell you what next time is because you'll find out next time. Yes,
You'll
yes.
find out next time,
So
and there will be a
remember,
next
ask
time. There will be a
Boxus
next
if you want
time.
us to talk about anything specific. I actually kind of enjoyed our talk about characters. That was pretty fun. But
Yeah,
it was a
that was
fun
kind of a
surprise
surprise
topic. See,
topic.
we're full of
Uh,
everything. You guys just need to pull it out of us. We can't Houdini this stuff on our own all the time because we're not that smart. No.
yes, this
So
we're not.
Spunky's gonna go to bed because she's about to like pass out right now, and I'm gonna probably go to bed because it is
I
12:40 over here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so,
it's been a very long one. I've been
it's been a
stuck on a
long
bus
one.
all
Been a
day, so
long
it's
one,
been a long
guys.
one. So we will see you
Yes.
in the next Babblecast, everyone. I am Typo Sheepy, and
And I'm Spunky Nut.
papaya.
I think